the Arbinger Institute, The Anatomy of Peace, Resolving the Heart of Conflict. Welcome to the summary of The Anatomy of Peace, Resolving the Heart of Conflict, by the Arbinger Institute. This eye-opening book delves deep into the concept of peace, both at the individual and global level. It uncovers the powerful principles behind a heart of peace and demonstrates how adopting this perspective can help build compassion, understanding, and ultimately enhance our relationships with others. Through various intriguing narratives and real-world examples, you will discover the driving force behind conflicts and how to break free from the boxes we often find ourselves trapped in. By embracing the principles of a heart of peace, you have the potential to not only transform your own life but contribute to the greater good of our interconnected world.
Choosing between war and peace. Imagine being raised to fear and hate the left-handed people because of what their ancestors did to your right-handed family thousands of years ago. Then, one day, you witness a left-handed man spilling his belongings and in need of help. You have two choices: have a heart of war or have a heart of peace. The heart of war suppresses compassion and perpetuates hate and conflict. On the other hand, having a heart of peace means seeing people as human beings and choosing compassion, even towards opponents in war, like how Saladin treated Christians in Jerusalem. The heart of peace increases the likelihood of peace as it leads to treating others the same way we want to be treated. The heart of war. Our tendency to see others as enemies and deny their perspectives leads to perpetual conflict, both on a personal and global scale. Do you ever find yourself constantly getting into arguments, whether it be with your spouse, coworker, or even strangers? It turns out that our mentality, and more specifically, our heart of war, plays a significant role in perpetuating these conflicts. This approach to life involves seeing those around us as enemies, always on the lookout for people trying to cheat us or work against us. Unfortunately, this mentality tends to attract like-minded individuals, further fueling the conflict. This pattern isn't just confined to personal relationships, but extends to the world stage as well, with groups of people being demonized and labeled as outsiders who can only do harm. It's a vicious cycle that often makes it difficult to find a solution. Even when negotiations are attempted, one party may believe that it's just a subversive trick. The situation between Israel and Palestine is a perfect example of this. On a personal level, a heart of war can result in collusion, where both parties uphold their perspectives without considering the other's viewpoint. This leads to the crushing of any hope for negotiation and finding common ground. This is something that happens all too often in the home, where parents may insist that they always know what's best for their children. However, children also have their own perspectives and are individuals with their own thoughts and needs. By listening to their perspectives and treating them respectfully, we may be able to prevent conflicts and better understand their needs. By recognizing the heart of war within ourselves and taking steps to combat it, we can move towards a more harmonious and peaceful existence, both in our personal lives and on a global scale. The power of compassion. Don't criticize, create an inviting environment instead. Listen and embrace compassion to bring change. Do you always react positively when someone tells you you're wrong? Most of us tend to criticize and expect others to change when they do something we don't like. However, this approach is not productive and often leads to conflicts. The truth is, we cannot force people to change their behavior, but we can create an environment that invites them to change. For instance, if your partner is not doing their share of the chores, criticizing them will only create more problems. Instead, try to listen to them, understand their perspective, and build a harmonious environment. This way, they are more likely to change their behavior willingly. What if your loved one is addicted to drugs or alcohol? Again, trying to force them to change is not a viable option. Instead, extend your support and compassion, which can help strengthen your relationship. Through understanding and listening, you may discover something new about your partner and find a constructive approach to solving problems. A similar approach applies to the workplace, where individuals can often feel discontent and unmotivated. It's important to build a positive and inclusive work environment that fosters motivation and encourages individuals to work as a team. Rather than focusing on praise or blame, listen to your employees, build a supportive environment, and encourage collaboration. Remember that the power of compassion lies in its ability to build bridges between individuals. By embracing compassion, listening, and understanding, you can create an environment that brings positive changes. Breaking free from self-delusion. The capacity for self-delusion is impressive, and it often leads us to justify our misconduct. One approach we use to foster this conduct and disregard the perspectives of others is creating boxes that enhance our self-righteousness. These boxes, such as the better than box and the victim box, justify our mistreatment of others. By putting ourselves in others' shoes, we can escape these boxes and gain a new viewpoint. The ability to leave our boxes helps us to understand the world with more clarity, foster peace in our hearts, and handle situations effectively.
In conclusion, The Anatomy of Peace provides valuable insights on fostering compassion, understanding, and peace in a world filled with conflicts. Through the exploration of a heart of peace as opposed to a heart of war, the book helps readers break away from destructive cycles that perpetuate strife, both in personal relationships and on a global scale. The lessons highlighted stressed the importance of listening to others, appreciating their perspectives, and creating an open environment for change. As you step out of your self-imposed boxes, you have the opportunity to see the world with empathy, enabling meaningful connections and promoting a peaceful coexistence with others. Remember, the first step to transforming your life and contributing to a better world starts with leaving your box and nurturing a heart filled with peace.